game today at the prohibitive odds of 7-1 on. Richmond were 9-2 against. It was a very important game for Collingwood because they can't let the West Coast Eagles, Essendon and Melbourne sneak away at the top of the ladder. Well, it was Richmond who got the early jump in the first quarter, but then Collingwood came back and kicked 5 goals straight to lead at quarter time. 7-1, 43, very straight kicking for goal. Richmond 4-3, 27. Well, let's go straight to the action now, and believe you me, there's plenty of it. We pick it up at the start of the second quarter.
The bounce of the ball to start the second quarter here at the MCG. Very entertaining first quarter. One is pretty even, although Collingwood leading on the scoreboard. That was Campbell getting it to Cloak. Cloak steadies, kicks long, down to the pocket. The Collingwood players in front. And if you play in front, you're liable to take the mark, as Craig Kelly did. He's gone short looking for Morwood. Morwood has taken it, and the Magpies rebounding out of defence. Shane Morwood goes wide with a quick hand pass. Tony Francis towards half forward, 2-on-1. Richmond had the ascendancy. Here's Matthew Knights. He's got it. Oh, smothered beautifully, that hand pass by Tony Shaw. Starcevic, Monkhorst from half forward, too slow to get rid of it. That allows Lambert to come in, ridden into the ground, Lambert. Matthew Knights, he loses in the tackle. Banks, a clever little kick around the corner. It's thumped away by Pickering, but it's all Collingwood. Tony Shaw again. Back it comes to Gavin Krasiska. Krasiska up in front of goal. Danger here because Manson comes from the back. No mark. The dangerous Dacos has got a lovely hand pass to Russell. He fires in a goal. And it's a goal on the board again to the Magpies. First goal to Scott Russell. Great start by the Collingwood side. 8-1 to 4-3.
Well, you can put that goal down to the skills of Peter Dacos. Read that ball beautifully off the pack. A quick handball out to Scott Russell, who chipped a goal from 15 yards out. And Dacos has just got on top of Tony Free in the last 15 minutes of the first quarter. And he's going to have to tighten right up. I think Tony Free just takes his eye off the ball when it gets into the vicinity. Rather than looking at Dacos, he's watching that ball.
Well, Richmond probably should have had a lead in the first quarter. All of a sudden, Collingwood lead by 22 points. Monkhorst gets it down to Banks. Round the corner, Starcevic feeds off the hand pass. Krasiska from 40. Brown on the turn. Great snap. Just offline and through for a behind. And now Collingwood looking like a premiership machine at the moment as they bring up their half century. 8-2 to 4-3.
The intensity of Richmond's tackling has really dropped in the last 10 minutes of this game.
John Markov, beautiful kick. Former Collingwood player to the half-back line looking for Cloak. Now they're off and running, Richmond. Waitman receives from Knights. The short one is on. The lead to Keys. Punched away by Gafer. Hogger's there also. Keys grabs it. Beautiful hand pass. Des Ryan, an open goal on the left foot. He might have... No, he's missed. That's a bad miss because he was off and clear and maybe could have even steadied onto the right foot.
Well, I think he should have, Peter. That was clearly a poor mistake from Des Ryan, and was all set up for an easy goal. He could have even handballed on again.
Like Barwick. Cloak works at the front, can't take the mark. It comes down here, and there was a chance. Paul Williams on the ground. Russell gives the hand pass. Morwood round the boundary line. Stephen Ryan drops what he should have taken. Comes to Francis. Oh, he went for the bounce. It came unstuck. And Richmond back into the contest. Ryan back after it. Banks taps away from Turner. Puts it out in front. Williams runs onto it. Goes for the short pass. It carried just. No, it didn't. Play on, said the umpire. Williams again. Oh, he sent that to the boundary umpire. There was nobody there. And a chance for Richmond to get out of defence through Campbell. He had nobody to go to except the boundary line. Well, it looked a certain goal for Collingwood a couple of times.
Williams tried to go for the banana there, but he hit the ball on the wrong end of the ball. And we saw it go to the exact opposite spot.
Cloak versus Monkhorst. Campbell, the quick kick to the centre of the ground. Now, which way will it bounce? Barwick had to wait for it, but good enough to tap it on. Williams got it back towards Barwick. Now a chance. Richmond a real chance here. Underwood from 55. Straightens up. Kicks in a goal. And another bad miss by the Tigers. Really They should be up with Collingwood on the scoreboard. The Collingwood player down in the centre of the ground. Now, he doesn't look too good. 4-5 plays 8-2, and it's Barwick.
But another wasted opportunity from the Tigers. There was a handball on there from Underwood, and once again he selected the wrong option.
Well, Underwood's disposal has been diabolic. Williams to Grosisco. Where's the Richmond defence? Over the top. Christian had time to wait for it. Across the half-forward line he goes, and Starcevic takes the mark. Club teammates from WA came over together to Collingwood. And Starcevic looks a bit like Barry Gibb. And beat Jesus, is he going to kick this? From right in front, 40 metres out, he misses.
I wonder if he sings like Barry Gibb, Drew.
Barry might have made more money over the years.
8-3 to 4-5.
The Richmond backline really haven't got much chance if there's not any pressure put on in the centre of the ground.
Markov, a beautiful kick. Monkhorst at the back, goes for the fist. Beautiful tackle, allows Waitman to take it. He should kick this. He'll look down here for Hogg. Out comes Jeff Hogg. Kelly hotly pressing him. Knights has it punched away from him. Here's Morwood. Not a good kick by Morwood. It might bounce backwards, this one. No. Well done by Williams. Stephen Ryan ran straight at it. Now Starcevic. Free kick. Advantage paid. Williams. Russell. No, it's Tony Francis. Hooks it up in front of goal. Over the back, the dangerous Dacos. Brilliantly done. Swings onto the left foot. Peter Dacos hooks it back. And not far enough. One behind. But Richmond making some elementary errors there in defence. They should have punched that one on.
Yeah, well, that's the first thing you learn in junior school, Peter, that you punch from behind. But their big problem for mine at the moment is they're not applying any pressure whatsoever in the forward line. It's coming out of there at will, which makes it very difficult for the players up the ground.
Long kicking. Christian got high, couldn't take the mark. Waitman after it. Lambert balked the hand pass, puts one wide now. That's good play. Bannock in plenty of space. Inside half forward. Keys. Unmarked is Hogg. Hogg offers the lead now. Keys goes short to Jeff Hogg, who marks.
That's good forward play.
Yes, well, he got the kick to Hogg eventually, but he turned his back on the goals when he took the mark, admiring his own play, rather than going back quickly and having a look to see what options were up forward. Luckily, he got the ball to Hogg, but at that stage, it should have been quicker and would have allowed Hogg to be closer to the goal than he is now.
This could break a bit of a goal drought for the Tigers, who hit the front midway through the first quarter. They've been flogged since then. Hogg gets the goal. That goal, Collingwood had kicked 6 goals.
Yes, after a great start by the Tigers, here's Matthew Knights coming out of the centre. That's what they need. Quick kick to the half-forward line. Barwick versus Waitman. Oh, well done by Barwick. Very, very clever. Tapped it on. This is a beautiful kick of a ball, and that's no exception as he brings it to the half-forward line. Steve couldn't quite get there.
I'd just like to contradict you there, Peter. I thought he did a little bit wrong there, and when he went to bounce the ball down, he should have had his hands forward. He tapped the ball, tried to smother it to the ground, which gave him no opportunity.
Oh, you're a hard man, Jared, as we see Cloak. It's tapped down Lambert. Those little men are starting to fire. Bannock, long bomb to half forward. 2-on-1. The ball hits the deck. Should have been someone waiting down. Oh, some strong work in the clinches there. Lambert breaks the tackle. Danger for Collingwood. Beautiful chip pass. Waitman can run on and kick an easy goal. He straightens up. He took his time. He kicks. Dale Waitman goals. Richmond fighting back. That's the skipper's first. The Tigers move on to 6-5. Collingwood 8-4.
Well, once again, Craig Lambert showing his terrific skills in the clinches. He was responsible for turning that ball over. Balked, didn't blaze away, had a look up, and there was Dale Waitman running free. And it was good judgment from Waitman. He knew he was under pressure, but steadied and kicked a valuable goal.
Waitman saying to his teammates, give me a bit of talk. Don't know that he was too sure that the man was that close to him. Williams, high kick under pressure. Knights going the wrong way, but a good pick up. Round the corner he goes. Waitman. Oh, good mark by Williams, by Barwick.
They do look very alike, Drew, don't they?
Barwick into Christian. Great pass to Krasiska. A Tasmanian to a West Australian to a Queenslander, and now finally to a Victorian Brown. Gavin Brown right in front, the man on the mark about 40 metres from goal. Tigers have kicked the last 2, but the Pies lead by 11 points. Way off the side of his boot, just brings up a score.
There's a bad miss by Gavin Brown. He tried to relax, flip that ball around his hands. Now 2 goals the margin. Danger game this one for Collingwood. They haven't played for 17 days, and
Collingwood using the zone defence, which is giving Richmond a little bit of trouble to kick-ins.
Gale takes front position over the back. Young gets it out to Lambert. Oh, I don't know whether that was a good option. Jamie Turner, Graham Wright. Wright hooks it back to half-board. The dangerous Gavin Brown up in front. Over the back is Dacos. The Richmond defenders trying to get away with it. Oh, they made a mistake because in comes Banks. Banks backwards. Monkhorst, a straight kick. It's a good one. It's a goal to Collingwood. Damien Monkhorst has kicked his first, and the Magpies steady as they kick their 9th. 9-5, plays 6-5.
Yes, well, Damien Monkhorst, his first game back after a couple of weeks. One was because of the bye, but he was dropped 2 weeks ago. And he'd be very determined to get more than 1 goal on the board to cement his place back in this side.
Now the Pies asserting themselves again. Williams tries to tap out, but the tap was too short. Waitman, great gather by Nation, a terrific pass. What a beauty to Hogg.
Gee, that's good forward play, Gerard.
Yes, well, you've been a big rap for this bloke over the years, Peter, and if he keeps leading like that, well, you may be right. He may end up topping the ton.
Well, he leads at the right time, doesn't he?
Yeah, he waited back magnificently there. Unlike Capper, who leads early and gets out around that 50-metre mark, he'll be shooting from only about 40 to 35 metres out.
Hogg for his 4th, makes no mistake. 2 in each quarter, and he keeps the Tigers within touch.
Well, Jeffrey Hogg's been averaging 3.8 goals per week, and he's already beaten that today. He's kicked 4 goals for the game, which is his 27th for the year. So, Peter, he's definitely on target for his 100.
Yes, he's a good full forward, Hogg. And I hope they leave him there. And I don't know about this, playing Hogg and Keys alongside each other. 2 goals the margin. Cloak brings it out of the centre, smothered off the boot. Now, really, the Tigers need another quick one. Krasiska swings onto the left foot, hooks it back to the half-forward line, a one-on-one contest, and a good mark. Taken down there, Michael Pickering. He's not a bad left foot kick either. He transfers play, good play to Tony Freed. All Freed ran very close into the man. Oh, shocking bounce. Eludes Gale. Taken away by Russell. Russell finds Alan Richardson, who's on the ground. 2 Richardson starting on interchange. Mark and Allen. The kick to the half-forward line. Christian. This is where the Magpies... Oh, short one. It comes off to Banks. Thought he might have gone a little bit wide then, but Banks just grabbed it before it went over the line. Dennis Banks, 31 years of age. Had a great year last year. Beautiful kick up in front of goal. Manson, bit of pushing and shoving. And which way is it going? It's going against Manson. And Mrakov, former Collingwood player, to take the kick.
John Mrakov playing his 4th AFL game.
Ooh.
3 for Collingwood, and now 1 for the Tigers against Collingwood. Back to Mrakov, who's buried by Manson. What a tackle. Oh, a beauty.
Bad hand pass.
Yeah, it wasn't on that handball. The Richmond player didn't even look to see that Manson was bearing down on Mrakov. Should not have given it out.
Cloak got rid of Monkhorst. And comes in after it again, David Cloak. They claimed holding the ball. Plenty of times that's been penalised this year, but this time it'll be a ball up.
I think they've gone a little bit easy on it in the last few weeks, Gerard.
Yes, I think they've changed their minds. There's been a lot of pressure in the media, and I'm sure that has got through to the umpires, top level.
Monkhorst and Cloak. Cloak gets that one down. Oh, unfortunately for him, it went straight to Russell. Russell dodges and weaves, fires at goal, Scott Russell, and slams it through.
55-47. Gale wins in the middle, but it comes back from Collingwood. Banks. Richardson. They've got the ball, but they're losing ground. Back near the centre circle. Charging straight at the ball is Ryan. Richmond free kick.
Good work from Ryan. He's making his presence felt there at the moment.
Away to Lambert. He's kicked to centre half forward. Young got underneath the ball. Oh, Gale!
Courageous mark. Drew backed into the pack there. He's the boy that a lot of Richmond's future is basically dependent upon.
From Penguin in Tasmania, the north of Tasmania.
Richmond really need this. Breeze at his back. Distance he might get. Accuracy he does get. Great goal. Gale's second goal. And the Tigers giving plenty of cheek.
Yes, well, it was a terrific mark from Gale. He backed in. It was a courageous mark. He exposed himself to all sorts of injuries there, but he kept his eye on the ball, which was important. And most importantly, he went back and dropped that one from about 55 metres out. He's got plenty of ability, this fellow, and there's a lot expected from him.
Well, just under 12 minutes of play left in the second quarter, and now they've got to go on with it right here and now, Richmond. The quick kick is by Waitman to the half-forward line. A bad bounce allows Christian to come in over. He was legged. Will the advantage be paid? It is. Tony Shaw to Turner. Turner to the half-forward line. Stephen Ryan at the back. Starcevic races back into the fray. Bannock was there also. Is that a free kick to Waitman? No, it isn't. He was dragged off the ball. Krasiska gets it back, looking for Francis. Francis around the corner. A quick kick to the half-forward line. Over the back, tapped on beautifully. This is Michael Pickering. The tap was by Underwood. Now Pickering to centre wing, a real race on for the ball here. That was good play by Des Ryan. And then eventually Morwood, who was out of position originally, tapped it over the line. Centre wing, and the margin is 2 goals in favour of Collingwood.
Des Ryan won Mr. Football back in 1989, voted by all the Tiger female supporters.
Well, he could have won it again there for his sprint. That was a great chase. Oh, Lambert, slippery as an eel. Up towards the 50. Ball hits the deck. Chance here for the Tigers. Naish taps on well. Knights has a chance. Knight still with it. Backwards he goes. Off to Ryan. Left footer. Great goal. Des Ryan gets his first, and Richmond within a straight kick.
Well, if Des Ryan can continue to produce efforts like that, even the male supporters will be voting him Mr. Football. A terrific goal on the left foot was produced by a quick handball out from Knights. Des Ryan roved it well and produced what was a terrific left foot goal, Peter.
1 goal the margin. I'm just wondering if Gerard Healy ever won the Mr. Football with the Swans, with the ladies supporters. The punch on to half forward. Oh, the player slipping over again. That's Alan Richardson. Quick hand pass. That could be holding the ball. And it is. And little things just starting to go the way of Richmond. They're back in the game.
Yeah, we saw a lot of the players changing their boots just before the game, so it must be fairly slippery out there on the surface of the MCG.
Waitman receives from Knights, goes backwards to Bannock. Bannock, a very cool player, Anthony Bannock. The chip pass out to the half-forward line. He's found his man in Des Ryan. Ryan goes back with a hand pass. Bannock from 55 metres, a long bomb. In towards full forward, they come from everywhere. Oh, Jeffrey Hoggett still in play. A step of goal. I think he might have missed. Oh, an open goal, a big chance for the full forward, and he had missed, and that would have been his 5th. Wow, what a game we're seeing. 5 points the margin, the Magpies in front.
Well, I think your protege just took a little bit too long with that kick and should have just dribbled through about a 4 or 5 metre kick rather than trying to kick it into the new grandstand.
Barwick kicking in. Cloak and Monkhurst. Comes to the back. Through Knights it goes. Richardson gets onto it. He loses it. Waitman. Good hand pass. Gale, you're in trouble, son. Russell did well to get back there for Collingwood. Across the half-back line. Francis. Under pressure, Collingwood. Great stuff by the Tigers. A bouncing ball for Shaw. In he goes off to Turner. Has been pretty quiet. Too high for Christian. He's met solidly by Stephen Ryan. Goes to Lambert. Cloak. Young. He goes defensively. but Bannock's got plenty of space. Anthony Bannock, a long kick to half forward. Oh, it bounced in no man's land. Waitman didn't really attack that ball. Morwood comes to right, now to Shaw. Kicked by Tony Shaw to half forward. Brown leads and marks. Not quite. Didn't reach him. Cloak dropped it in the tackle. Oh, the umpire's paid a trip. I think Scotch and Cloak may be a fraction lucky.
What was it for?
He grabbed him around the ankle.
And at 50 metres as well. Did you think it was leg?
Yeah, I thought there was a bit of leg there, Peter.
Oh, I thought it was a bit lucky to Cloakey, but he's got a 50-metre penalty, and if they can take it down and kick a goal, they'll hit the front. Cloak, oh, look at that. A wobbly kick, but travels a long way. This could come over the back. No, punched by Gaper, punched on towards the forward line, tapped on again. Nation open goal on the left foot, kicks a goal. Tigers lead by a point, or 2 points.
2 goals to Nash.
1 point is the margin, 2 goals to Nash. I misinterpreted the signs.
Well, the important thing there was that the tap over the... Lambert saw that, sorry, not Lambert, it was Hogg, saw that there was a Richmond player running clear, tapped it over beautifully. It was almost Bruce Dool-like.
Terrific stuff here by the Tigers. Taking it right up to the Premiers. Cloak out of the middle. Socket forward by Turner. Ryan can't keep it going forward. Monkhorst feeds it out. Starcevic. Wide he goes to Russell. 60 metres out. Short pass. Brown this time. No! Again he dives and can't take the mark. Stephen Ryan. Tackled high, says the umpire. And the free kick is going to Richmond. And the free kicks are 15-8 in favour of the Tigers.
Oh, a dangerous pass. It comes off, and they've got a loose man. If he can get onto it, Matthew Knights, he sees him out of the corner of his eye. That was clever play. He's found young Campbell. Campbell, the chip pass. Will it come off? Yes, it will. Mark taken by Des Ryan. The Tigers have lifted. Ryan onto the left foot. A beautiful kick on the left. Hogg will come from the back. He brings it in. Oh, what a brilliant mark by Jeff Hogg. Oh, he's kicked 4. And he will kick from 30 metres directly in front.
Well, when you're hot, Peter. That was a fantastic mark. Took the front spot, most importantly. Threw his hand back and the ball stuck like a gully catch.
Well, he's normally a pretty good kick. He should not miss this. He's kicked 4. It would give them a 7-point buffer. There's the kick from Hogg. A beautiful kick. They lead by 7 points, the Tigers. 5 goals to Hogg.
Yes, well, well done by Knights there. He saw the loose man out in the wing, flipped it over to young Campbell, who got it down quickly to Hogg. And we see a Richmond change here. On comes Craig Smith, who played quite well last week.
Well, at one stage, Collingwood kicked 6 goals in a row. Now Richmond have kicked 5 goals in a row and lead by 7 points. Manson wins. Nash out of the middle, and the mark is taken by Gale at centre-half forward.
Too slow, Joe. We should have given that handball out to Craig Lambert. They've got momentum. This is when they should be rushing it forward.
The only thing, he might reckon he can make the distance. It'll take a mammoth kick, but the way he's lining up, he thinks he can kick it.
Poor percentages, though, Peter, kicking from this far out.
Breeze behind and right to left. He's 65 metres out. Short by only a couple. And rushed through by Richardson. So Collingwood are under pressure.
Long shots at goal usually result in long points, and I've been on this point many weeks now. That should have been a quick left handball out to Craig Lambert, who would have run it into the goal.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. There's Cloak at the back and Knights. Oh, clever play. Knights onto Underwood. Underwood inside. Lambert onto the left foot. Straightens up. He goes. Oh, Richmond are on fire. Craig Lambert has kicked his first, and Richmond go to a very handy lead. The Tigers.
Richmond going with the old saying, when you're hot, and they certainly were in that second quarter. They kicked 8 goals, 5 to rip past Collingwood. They kicked 4-5 in the term, and at half-time, Richmond 12-8-80, Collingwood 11-6-72. So the margin was 8 points. Incidentally, for those people who've had long Mother's Day lunches, the news from Brisbane is that St Kilda annihilated the Brisbane Bears and Tony Lockett booted 10. I wonder if anyone will kick 10 at the MCG. Let's go back to the action now. We pick it up early in the third term. Collingwood have added just the 1 behind and trail by 7 points.
Brown Francis over the ball. Umpire says give it to me. Ooh, some Collingwood fans had their hearts in their mouths then. And it'll be a baller. Tony Francis has been absolutely brilliant. He's had 21 possessions already, and we're just 2 minutes into the third quarter. Waitman can't get it clear. Monkhorst off the ground. The hand pass. Starcevic clean bowled by that one. Knights paddles for Ryan. Ooh. There's some pressure on here. Free kick is going to Ryan. Advantage played. Eventually up towards the centre of the ground. Young threw the ball back to Cloker. Took his eyes off it. He threw it backwards. They've lost it. Well, Richmond had the ball and lost 40 metres.
Once again, we see Brendan Gale going for that half volley with his palms facing the ground. He's got no chance of picking the ball up there. He must have his hands pointed towards the ball, which gives him a chance to take possession.
Cloak at the back. Taps it back towards the boundary line. Flicked back in by Krasiska. Lambert caught, gets in a quick hand pass. That was good play. Bannock to the line. And Krasiska kicks it over. Not on the full.
Very close, Peter.
5 and 9 for Krasiska. 7 points the margin. Richmond in front. A danger game for the Magpies. This is one they'd expect to win. Bannock to the half-forward line. Turner races in after. Socket off the ground. There was a couple of Richmond players waited for that. The only man who went in for it was Tony Shaw. Gathered round. It was a throw.
Great tackle from Andrew Underwood.
And he's hurt himself.
Yes.
He's holding his arm.
Tony Shaw tried to barge through there, but he wrapped both arms around him, obviously taking the full weight on the left hand, which he appears to have hurt.
Now Lambert and Waitman are free. That's very poor play. Now, well, it's a 50-metre penalty. So it's a kick to Collingwood from the 50-metre line. And I don't know what it was for.
Well, I think Tony Shaw may have been letting the umpire know what he thought of him, resulting in that 50-metre penalty.
Well, Underwood is injured. He's hurt his elbow, or he's actually might have come good, might have struck a nerve or something. It's a fairly long kick. I might ask the resident physiotherapist in a moment. There's the kick by Underwood from 50 metres. A long kick. Floats to the right and just off line for a behind. But Andrew Underwood, he's back in the front. Pretty tough customer, Gerard.
Yeah, well, great to see him shooing the trainer away there. He wants to get on with this on the game. He's got his opportunity and he's playing quite well now after a slow start.
Doug Barwick, a half forward in the premiership side, kicking in today for Collingwood. Waitman, a great hand pass. Knights gets clear on the 50. Hooks it up towards the goal square. Hogg well placed. Got it!
He's a good player, Hogg. I've said it for years. I like this guy.
Plays on and kicks his 5th. Actually, it's his 6th. He had 5 to half-time. That's 6 to Jeff Hogg.
Was terrific skill by Dale Waitman there. He flicked out what was an electric handball out to Matthew Knights, who balked round a player, delivered the ball long. I thought he probably could have gone for a leading option, but Jeffrey Hogg judged it better than anyone else and kicked his 6th goal, and he's on fire at the present time.
And Gaper's got the job on him now. Real danger quarter, this one for the Magpies. Richmond. Oh, Lambert again. He is a good player, Lambert. That's Campbell showing a lot of class. Hogg, was he held? I think he was. A free kick to Hogg against Gaper. And good to see umpires having the guts to pay a forward. Well, he doesn't agree with it, Mickey Gaper, but he does hang on a lot, Gerard.
He does, certainly does. He's paid the penalty there. Terrific handball by Craig Lambert, who put young Campbell into space. And Campbell delivered the ball down quickly, and that's been the success story of Richmond at the moment, getting the ball out of the centre and down to their forwards quickly.
7th goal coming up the Hawks, straight through the middle. Richmond on fire. The Tigers, 14-9, lead Collingwood 11-7.
Well, he certainly appears back to his best, Jeffrey Hogg. He's got a new opponent now in Michael Gafer, the human blanket, as some of the players call him. And here we see him niggling away. But Hogg's got the score on the board. 2 quick and important goals at the start of the important third quarter.
Hogg's kicked half of Richmond's goals. Waitman in the middle. Comes away to Pickering. Oh, this is great stuff. Des Ryan takes the mark, puts the hand pass over the top. Naish comes into Gale, gets a shocking bounce. He's swamped and bowled over. Kelly back there. The hand pass is blocked. The hand pass from Ryan, and Young kicks the goal. Barry Young got it. Des Ryan gave the hand pass, and Richmond flogging Collingwood.
The Tigers lead by 4-2. And here goes Cloak out of the centre. A quick kick to the half-forward line. They must stem the tide. Tapped on by Gale. Waitman brilliantly picked up. Here's a kick at goal by the youngster. By Campbell, he has missed. And I'd like the look of that young kid, Wayne Campbell, number 46.
Well, Dale Waitman's in superb form at the moment. He's had 12 kicks and 7 handballs. He's just the thing that Victoria need going into this State of Origin game.
Oh, I've spoken like a selective, Gerard. That was, but Waitman, since quarter time, has been brilliant.
Campbell, an 18-year-old, playing his 3rd game. Barwick kicks in, 100 to 73. It's Richmond leading the premiers. Monkhorst. Oh, Russell had to wait for that. Turner. Well, the Pies turned a game against Footscray around earlier in the season and came from nowhere to win by a mile. Can they do it again? It comes off to Pickering. Threads out a good hand pass. Underwood to Waitman. Waitman's to Bannock. Richmond looking like the premiers at the moment. Bannock's kick bounces to half-forward. Keys. Comes back to Gale. Off to Waitman for the 2nd time in the movement. Waitman wide to Hogg. Almost. Barwick a hand pass. Christian, pressure. Keys tries one off the ground. He's beaten to it. It goes straight to Gale. Gale hooks the kick for goal.
Oh. They're under pressure, the Magpies, Gerard.
Yes, and they're making mistakes like all sides do when one side applies tremendous amount of pressure. And we see big Monkhorst coming off and Mark Richardson getting his run for the first time today.
Barwick to the half-back line, the members' side of the ground. Cloak pushing and wrestling with Manson. Graham Wright's been very quiet, tapped over the line, and those little Richmond players since quarter time have really lifted.
Well, Matthews obviously wants a little bit more mobility up onto the ball, and he's brought Charles Manson up into the ruck against Cloak.
Here's Tony Francis, quick hand pass. Russell to Morwood, Collingwood go forward. This is Paul Williams. The young Tasmanian brings it to Dacos against Free. Free at the back, read it beautifully. That was great play. On to Markov, the former Collingwood player who kicks wide. He's found Stephen Ryan. They're playing with great confidence at the moment. Ryan to his brother Des. We've seen that a few times today. Des Ryan ought to get it moving quickly. He does. He'll probably look for Hogg. That's a beautiful kick. Keys at the back as the flyer. Tony Shaw read it beautifully and taken away by the little Collingwood champ. Tony Shaw looking for Krasiska, who takes the mark at centre wing.
Bit of trouble looking into the sun out on that outer side of the ground. Krasiska's kick to half forward. Oh, Richardson beaten easily to it this time by Turner.
And that's the way to get in front. He took the front spot and took a terrific defensive mark.
Scott Turner up towards centre half forward. Over the back, Manson couldn't take the mark. He's beaten to it this time by Campbell. Up to full forward. Keys out number 2 to 1. He keeps it in front, Keys. Off the ground by Young. It flips to Young. He's kicked a goal already this quarter. Gets free. Puts the hand pass wide. Naish running out of room in the pocket. Goal or pass? Shot for goal, misses.
Well, it was a good handball by Young there. He had 2 options, but he took the long option, which enabled the second Richmond player that he went over the top of to Shepherd. Unfortunately, the handball didn't quite find its mark, so Naish had to come back and kick with the left foot.
Well, it's a 5-goal deficit virtually because they're 4-5 behind Collingwood under enormous pressure. They have not played for 17 days. Cloak goes to punch it on. Graham Wright, good play. Francis, what can they do here, the Magpies? Francis off and running, kicks to the pocket. Out comes Dacos. Oh, 2 Collingwood players fought each other for it. Bad play. Stephen Ryan to Bannock. Bannock to Lambert. Round the boundary line it goes and over. Gee, that was bad play by Collingwood. 2 Collingwood players collided.
We're just running from, speaking from experience, Peter, it's that position there where the sun comes straight over the members' stand and may have blocked both players' vision.
Manson against Cloak. Right for Collingwood, playing his first senior game. Comes to Turner. Bit hot for Cloak. Well done Underwood, the ex-Essendon player. Knights. In he goes to Naish. Lost control of it. Lambert does very, very well. Oh, out to Knights. Knights pass to the half-forward line. Almost. No free kick. Peter McKenna wanted one. Still a chance for the Tigers. Keys goes backwards. Waitman, flying tackle. Kept in by Young. Yes, it's still in, says the umpire. Waitman after it. Desperation by the Tigers. Naish. Oh, he took it out.
I don't want to harp on this full forward business, but
You're going to anyway.
I'm going to say it again, that Jeff Hogg was dragged back in full view of the umpire by the jumper. Now, how do you get away with that? It should have been a free kick to Hogg. Lambert has been sensational. Look at that. Young charges at the ball. Loses it to Turner. Turner out of the pack. Underwood. Underwood gets onto the right foot. The former Essendon player. A magnificent long kick, Underwood. What a great kick. It's a goal. The Tigers are on fire. A great goal to Andrew Underwood. 16-12 Richmond. Collingwood have stopped 11-7.
Well, great to see Andrew Underwood playing in his first game for his new club. Out there on the half-forward flank, but running. He read the ball beautifully, the punch, and he gritted his teeth and kicked a 55-metre goal into what is probably a little bit of a wind down there in the northern end.
Yes, Richmond into the breeze this quarter, and they've kicked 4-4 to 1 behind against last year's premiers. Is it a hangover for Collingwood? Barwick across the ground. Brasiska taps back. Barwick again, up towards half-forward. Right after the ball. Pickering there for Richmond. Comes to Russell. He gets clear. Barwick running out of room. Hooks back towards the goal line. Great kick. And that breaks a drought for Collingwood.
Maybe that can lift the Magpies. They need a couple of quick goals, but Knights out of the centre. Beautiful hand pass. Underwood dodging and weaving. Oh, not good play that by Richmond. They really messed that up. That could be costly. Scott Russell to Williams. Williams, the young Tasmanian, bounces, runs to the half-forward line, was tripped. Yes, free kick, and that was bad play back there with Matthew Knights and Andrew Underwood.
Yes, I think Knight should have just kicked. He was on his left foot and he was actually looking for the handball rather than just playing the ball down the middle.
Well, it could cost them a goal because this young Tasmanian, Paul Williams, is a pretty good kick. He will kick from 50 directly in front. The Magpies need a goal. 40. Oh, it's a little bit to the right. And it's forced over the line and through for a behind. So the Magpies creep forward. 12-8 plays 16-12. So that 4-4 they have to make up as Bannock marks deep in that back pocket. He slips as he went to kick it. Bannock. Campbell sets himself. Was in good position. Michael Pickering. That was clever play by Pickering to tap it to the line.
He almost
Tapped on by the youngster Campbell. Knights. What a game he's had. This time disposes by foot. Stephen Ryan, leading goal kicker last year for the Tigers, but at centre half back today. Short pass is good. Lambert. And his game has been 5 kicks, 15 handballs. That's kick number 6 to half forward. A one-hander. Gale.
once again, Drew, you see him running back with his back to the play instead of getting back quickly, looking for a lead.
Here's a lead. Keys marks. Terry Keys against his old team. Right in front and looking for his first goal today.
It's been a little bit quiet, Terry, compared with last week, where he's probably the Tigers' best player. Peter.
Well, playing alongside Hogg last week, he had all the play, and this week it's the other way around.
Well, I guess as long as they're in front on the scoreboard, KB wouldn't care.
The margin is 28 points. Keys from 30 metres. Straight through the middle. Well, a few of these recruits have paid their way today. Keys with that goal, certainly Underwood with the previous goal.
Yes, we saw Brendan Gale take a terrific mark, plucked it out of the air. A little bit critical of him in not getting back quickly, but he found a leading Terry Keys. The Tigers doing well, keeping the forward line open, and he finished with his first goal.
The Richmond side doing very well midfield at the moment. Getting it out of that centre. There's a quick kick. Pickering running back with the flight. Well done Starcevich to run straight at the ball, and he's got it. Gives off a hand pass. Barwick, they need a long bomb in towards full forward. Pickering read it well, then went to the line, went to tap it on. Naish gets it out to Mrakov. Has he got someone to give it to? He's looking for Cloak, actually. Can Cloak get there? Richardson beat him to it. Campbell waited, grabbed his opponent. Probably should have attacked the ball, young Campbell. That's inexperience. And a free kick going to Alan Richardson. Now he gets on with it quickly. The long one in towards full forward. Some pushing and shoving. Up they go. Richmond players took front position. That's Cloak. A clever little kick by David Cloak. Just bounced it inside the line.
Craig Cully's come on. He's replaced Mickey Gaffer.
Cloak, one of many Richmond players today who wore the black and white at some stage in their career. Naish. And well done by Wayne Campbell from Golden Square. The kick up to centre wing astray. Marked by Manson into Morwood. Christian giving some run. Oh, he took his eyes off it. Now a chance for Williams. To Shaw. Christian kept going. Half distance pass Brown. That'll be a ball up. No, holding the ball, and it's right in front of goal. It's a Collingwood free against Stephen Ryan. And Ryan saying to the umpire, "You are kidding, didn't you see me trying to get that ball out?"
Well, all I can say is how they missed the one to Hogg down the other end, then ping the bloke for that. It's unbelievable.
This is Mark Richardson. First half on the bench. He's put that one through. Well, we've got a Sauce in football. Is he a Son of Max?
Could well be, Drew.
No, he's the son of Wayne.
Son of Wayne.
Son of Wayne.
Sal.
So Sal, all right.
He's got a little bit more height than Wayne. Wayne was one of the best players I ever played football with. Back to the centre. 4 goals for the margin. Let's see if the Magpies can get some sort of a run on. Here's young Campbell again. He's been very, very impressive. Punches it back to centre wing. Alan Richardson. Oh, this could be out in the full. It is. There'll be a penalty kick to the Tigers.
Tony Shaw's just gone out of the game a little bit. He's been instructed to pick up Dale Waitman, who's had a terrific game. But the Pies are lacking their drive that they usually get from him in the centre.
Michael Pickering to the centre of the ground. Gale sets himself, punched away by Christian. Campbell trapped it well onto Lambert. Danger coming up here. The chip passes on. Knights is loose. It's kicked out in front of Matthew Knights. Can he get back onto it? He can. He swings onto the left. Now back onto the right. He was caught. Tried to do too much and lets Magpies back into it. Paul Williams. Oh, great tackle. Tremendous tackle. Sock it up the ground. Up to Gaffer. Gaffer a wobbly kick out of defence. It'll come off. And the mark has been taken by Gavin Brown.
Well, some moves by Lee Matthews here. Gavin Brown back in defence. Tony Shaw up on the ball on Waitman. Here's Bannock for the Tigers. Back he goes. Swept across by Naish to Ryan. Stephen Ryan from centre wing, wide to half forward flank. Keys, boundary line too close.
I just thought Craig Lambert tried to do just a little bit too much there, looking for Matthew Knights, and probably was balanced and should have gone long and direct to Hogg.
28-point lead to the Tigers, would you believe? Des Ryan away to Waitman. Waitman a snap, a beauty!
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1991 AFL Premiership season.
Magnificent performance by the Tigers, and they didn't let up in the final quarter either. 24-15, of which Jeff Hogg booted 10. So 10 goals apiece to Hogg and Tony Lockett of St Kilda today. The Magpies not a lot up forward. Manson and Dacos each contributed 3 of that final tally of 15-12-102. A big win, however, for the Tigers, and naturally enough, their coaching staff and fans were delirious after the game.
Great scenes here at the MCG, and it's a pity that there aren't more than 28,322 to see it. And Kevin Bartlett must feel really warm in the heart. And he's walked out on the ground and is applauding his team. The Tiger Cubs.
Well, if they come of age, Drew, the big question is, will they go on with it next week? And let's hope for the Richmond fans they do. This could go down as their watershed game where they all look back and say, well, that was the day that the Tigers turned it around and came of age.
Time now to check the CUB AFL 1991 Premiership Season League ladder.
And the win by the